Greetings and salutations. It's David Duford at davidduford.com, where we work with agents to help them become top producers. Today's topic of this video is what to do when you're struggling with leads. So the reason I put this video together is that I deal with a lot of agents throughout my career, some that I'm working with personally hand in hand in my own insurance agency, as well as those that may work elsewhere but come to me for advice on trying to improve their overall capabilities and success selling whatever kind of insurance that they do. So I talked to an agent, I believe it was last week or the week before, and he was telling me he was struggling converting sales from his leads and wanted my advice on what steps he could take to actually overcome some of that frustration. So what I'm doing in this video is really relaying the 3 core components that I taught this particular agent to help him identify what the problem really is. Sometimes there's a problem under the problem we have to uncover, and then what steps you can take to overcome them. So the first point here is to check yourself. This is really important, okay? Sometimes we have beliefs about the leads we're working. Nobody sells these leads. These leads are no good. They're age leads or telemarketed leads or whatever. And whether or not that's true is beyond the point. The point is you have a mindset, you have a belief pattern, and you're going to unconsciously impose that upon what you're working. So ask yourself, are you giving the full effort towards working your leads? Are you actually doing everything humanly possible to get in front of these people and do the best job possible helping them if there happens to be an opportunity to make a sale? Really ask yourself these questions. Question yourself. Many times the problems we have in this business stem from a lack of belief in ourselves or doubt or a lack of work ethic. And many times it's not necessarily the leads, it's the Indian, not the arrow. Point number 2 is identify the core problem. So maybe you're working hard, maybe you're doing everything possible, but you're still not getting the results you'd like to see out of your leads. So I want to identify what I believe are 3 core components to figuring out where in the process from purchase to close you're losing out on translation to making this lead program work to your best advantage. And then based on whatever issue it is, identify some solutions right away that you can enact to increase the results that you're getting. So first of all, lead volume. So I once had an agent in North Carolina, really good guy, come to me and complain. He said, Dave, I only sold 2 policies this week. I said, oh man, that's not good, selling final expense. I said, well, how many presentations do you give? 5. Okay. 5 presentations to convert 2 sales. That's not so bad. How many leads did you buy? 10. So he had 10 leads and he made 2 sales off of 10 leads at a 20% application conversion ratio to leads. That's not bad. It could be better, but it's not bad either. It's a good place to kind of be. And so I told the agent, I said, look, your numbers are pretty good. Just buy more leads. Problem solved. And so if you got to look at this stuff, guys, because the reality is that just like in baseball, if your batting average is 250%, if you're closing 25% of the leads that you purchase, you're a good agent, okay? And that percentage is the same if you're working 10 leads or 50 leads. And so there comes a point when you're out there working any kind of lead system. I'm just mentioning final expense here, but it's true for mortgage protection, Medicare supplements, annuities, whatever it is. Whatever the going ratio or goal is for percentage is once you hit that on a smaller level, you have got to start taking a chance on yourself and upping your game by buying more leads, by doing more presentations. And many times you can't get the presentations you want without the lead volume and flow in place. So key point here is look at your lead flow and be realistic. If you got to buy more leads to up your game, to up your presentation, you got to buy more leads, okay? It's very rare you're going to find somebody who's going to do, I don't know, 50% lead conversion on applications, meaning he takes 10 leads and converts 5 applications consistently over a quarter-to-quarter basis. Sure, we all have, experiences where we have short-term runs like that, but not on a consistent level. It's the savants, it's the 2 standard deviations away from the norm that do, and that is a 1% of the time scenario. It's very much more likely that if you're a good agent, you'll have a 20 or 25% ratio as opposed to how many leads you're purchasing. So you're going to have to get more leads in order to make more sales. Okay, so there's diminishing returns. Point number 2 is what percentage out of your leads are you buying that you're actually getting presentation? So let's say you are upping, your leads are there, all right? And you're getting 20, 25, 30 leads a week if you're doing SUPs, mortgage protection, final expense, or even annuities. And what's happening at this point now is how many of those leads are you actually sitting with, okay? Because this has a driving force as well, just as lead volume. So let's say you're buying 30 leads a week and you're only getting 10 appointments. Well, again, if your closing ratio we know is 25% or 20% and you're only getting 2 or 3 sales, that's not good relative to a 30 lead amount, right? So the sticking point here is you're not getting in front of enough of your leads. That's usually a work ethic problem. I very rarely is it a problem that nobody picks the phone up, okay? Well, if no one picks the phone up, guys, you got to go door knock these people. You can't just sit around and mope and complain because nobody answers the door anymore. You got to get out and see people. You got to get belly to belly with them. If you're afraid of doing that, don't be. Just tell them, look, I tried calling. My job's to deliver this information. I don't mean to just show up, but do you have 5 minutes I can deliver it? That's all you have to say. You can excuse yourself, and most people say, yeah, it's fine, no problem. So you got to door knock more. That's probably one of the reasons I've seen most commonly why the difference between one guy doing 10 appointments a week versus 15 and he's getting, say, 25 or 30 leads. So I like to see somewhere in the neighborhood of about 50% presentations to lead ratio. So if you're doing mortgage protection, final expense, annuities, Medicare supplements, whatever it is, make it your goal to get half of your leads set as appointments, okay? 20 leads, 10 appointments. 15 leads, 7 or 8 appointments, and so on and so forth. Number 3 is what percentage are you actually closing your leads? Again, this all has a ripple down effect to the ultimate ratio, which is what percentage of your leads are you closing in the applications. But this is referencing how many of your presentations you do actually close. This is going to depend on the product to an extent. Generally speaking, your one-call closes, it should be about half. You should be sitting with your med sup, final expense, and mortgage protection deals. You should be closing half, all right? So if you set 15 appointments a week, you should sell 7 policies, roughly. Again, is it going to move each week? Absolutely. This isn't an equation. It's not completely, algorithmic. It's random aspects to this business that tend to smooth out over time. But you should be closing 6, 7, 8 deals a week, generally speaking, on a consistent basis if you're hitting 15. The absolute lowest threshold in most cases is 40%. When I see 30%, meaning if a guy does 15 appointments a week and he's buying 30 leads and he's closing 5 deals, that's a 33% conversion ratio. 5 deals out of 30 leads is usually not good in most cases. So I would question, is he working hard enough? Is he seeing enough of his appointments? Or maybe potentially, is there a sales disconnect? Is he not leveraging opportunities? Is he not handling objections? Is he not following the script that I teach? That's when I start to wonder, what sales skills does he have, and is he really doing the best job? Notice this whole time I haven't really talked about maybe you need to improve your selling, because I think I'm of the persuasion that a lot of the sales problems that people have aren't sales based. Most people do generally well in front of prospects. It's getting in front of them that's the problem, and working up to that point to having enough people to hit the consistent level of conversion. So only if you're setting a lot of appointments and closing less than 40% do I really start to say, okay, what are you doing wrong with sales presentation and how can we improve it? So the last step here, if you're doing everything right and you're seeing enough people and you feel like your closing percentage is good and you're doing everything possible, the last thing you need to do is level up on your leads, okay? So generally speaking, in pretty much every type of product category out there, at least that I recruit agents into, there is a core approach to producing your leads. And in most circumstances, that's direct mail. And what you find is a lot of people that struggle in this business that are working hard but not converting the amount of income out of their business that they'd like, it's because they use inferior leads. Like, so what are inferior? It just depends. So it could be like telemarketing for final expense. It could be something else for Medicare supplements, or it could be cold calling for mortgage protection or something like that, where there's just a lot more effort involved to produce a sale. And so the only way out of a situation like that is to take a chance on yourself. It always kind of comes back to that. Doesn't mean that you'll solve your problems. It doesn't mean that they're over or you'll necessarily fix the problem. But many times you get what you pay for when it comes to leads. You don't pay anything for your leads, well, most likely you're going to struggle because you're going to have to do a lot of sweat equity in producing leads, cold calling, referral generation. You're not going to see in the beginning as much production. Direct mail tends to be a better quality lead. You tend to have more seriousness with it. People tend to think about what they're going to do before they send it in. And there's a level of consistency that you don't see in a lot of other mailing or lead generation programs. So again, it kind of goes hand in hand. You need to do the right kind of lead program, which generally means start with the best. Don't work up to the best. It doesn't work. It sounds logical. I'll put my toe in the water, figure out do not do that. Start with the best. Then start to work on making sure you do the activity, okay? Hit your numbers. You get half of your leads as appointments and try your best to get 40 to 50% conversion ratio. Can it be better? Sure. I'm just saying as a good litmus test and guidepost to help you convert these leads into sales more often. And, work on that and, pick a presentation you like. If you like what I do, implement it, execute. Generally speaking, if you connect well with the client and you're not a dope, you're going to make a sale if there's one to be made. Of course, as you get better, you'll be able more technically to handle like more complex replacement scenarios, cross-sell other opportunities, that kind of thing, and increase your closing ratio. But it's really not the sales training, in my opinion. It may be surprising being Mr. Sales training for insurance agents. It's really not. It's really just, it's work. It's seeing people. It's getting in front of people. People just don't do enough of that, and that's where a lot of the problems come in, or they use crappy leads and they get crappy results, and they wonder why they don't get anywhere. So that is how you deal with when you're struggling with leads. That's how you deal with it, okay? Level yourself up. Do the work. There's no way around this in sales. After all, it's a straight commission job. You eat what you kill, and there's no excuses. You are completely and fully 100% responsible, which is why this business is so lucrative. And you have to get out there and hit your number every single week. You are a production line for life insurance sales, Medicare sales, whatever it is whatever you're selling. You got a quota, and you have to meet it daily and weekly, which results in the upside income that's great in this business. My name is Dave Duford at davidduford.com. Have you checked out my 2 books behind me? Did you know that they're the best life insurance sales books ever created, and that you can actually purchase these books both in paperback form or as an ebook format? If you want to, you can go to my website. It's davidduford.com. Look for the link at the top of the page that says buy my books or best-selling books, and then you can check out both books. The Interviews book is a book that I interview top producers in different segments of the insurance business to figure out what makes them successful, where many of them are doing 6 figures, even 7 figures in insurance sales. And the other one, The Official Guide to Selling Final Expense Insurance, is designed for those agents interested in selling final expense and want a sales and marketing system to teach them how to do it. If you like this video, please like it, subscribe as well. Leave a comment below, or if you'd like to contact me about recruiting within my agency, working with my agency, looking at my Inner Circle Agent program, just go to my website and learn more. David Duford is logging out. We'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.